course, the big story coming in right now from the Supreme Court, which it seems has rejected the government's proposal on women in the National Defence Academy, or NDA. Remember, the government filing an additional affidavit in the Supreme Court where it had talked about women in the NDA from May 2022. Now, it seems the Supreme Court wants women to take the NDA examination even earlier than that. My colleague Sukirti joining us with the latest on that story. Sukirti, what are we hearing?
Well, yes, this is an important development considering this has been a groundbreaking moment when it comes to entry of women into the NDA. The government had filed a detailed affidavit before the Supreme Court, but the timelines that they had proposed said that the first examinations, the first ever women candidates will be sit for the exams in about May 2022, and then because as part of usual procedure they have to then go through physical trainings and medical tests, the actual intake would end up happening somewhere in next year in about Jan or June 2023, which would have been about a delay of about 1 year, and that is what the Supreme Court objected to. They said that because we had already passed a judgment, we have given hope to women and girls that they can enter the NDA, and we cannot deny them that hope. Delaying these exams by a year, delaying this intake by a year into the NDA is against the aspirations of these young women. And when the government tried to object, saying that and tried to request that it is not enough time for us to let women sit in November this year itself, we need some more time to make arrangements. To that, the Supreme Court said that we are talking about the armed forces. They are trained in dealing with emergencies. They are trained in dealing with last minute situations. So we are sure they are capable of handling this situation as well. And the Supreme Court ultimately directed the government to ensure that women sit for the exams this year itself, which will be conducted on 14th November 2021. And UPSC has been directed to issue a notification in this regard.
Right. So remind us, Sukirti, what the government had effectively said was that this whole process could take place in May of 2022. Now the government has literally brought that time, the Supreme Court wanting the government to bring that timeline forward to this year in November. Does the government now have to comply?
Well, yes, the government is supposed to comply with what the Supreme Court has directed them to do. The only leeway that the government has been given at this point of time is that the government at least has not placed timelines when it comes to by when the UPSC needs to issue a notification in terms of when people can start applying. The very minor details of that or the nuances of that, there the Supreme Court has said, let the government take their time, let them figure it out. But the government is supposed to ensure that women do sit for the exams that take place in November 2021. The judges said that it might happen that this year the number of women that appear for the exams may be smaller, but at least give them a chance, see how many women candidates appear, and then we can take things forward. But it is time to at least have a beginning. It is time to start the process of getting girls into the NDA. That is what the Supreme Court has said.